Hey guys, so it's Wednesday and I have to do another vlog, but I have a really busy day and I'm here late at the office, so I'm just gonna steal the set because why not, and do this from here because I still really want to do this. It's a challenge. I want to live up to the challenge. So here it is, day 3. I'm so glad you guys are asking me questions. This is kind of appropriate. It's kind of appropriate that I'm in the office because Benjamin Bray asked me how the show, the superhero and training show, and the workouts have affected my job at Tasted, because what we do at Tasted involves eating a lot of junk food and candy and Doritos and pizzas and burgers and a lot of things like that. And honestly, during the show, it affected my job a lot because I couldn't do a lot. I couldn't do a lot of Food Feeder episodes, and I couldn't do a lot of things that I really wanted to do, which I really love doing because I wasn't allowed to eat what we were supposed to eat. I think I did one series of episodes where I would taste stuff and then spit it out off camera, which, you know, at least I actually tasted it so I could do that part of the job, but then that felt kind of lame and it was kind of gross, so I stopped doing it, which is why I haven't been in as many Tasted episodes recently as I normally am. And so hopefully now that I'm doing this on my own, I'm gonna find a way to create a balance so that I can do that, you know, in a meaningful way. You know, why would you eat that is easier? Because most of it's protein, to be honest. And I don't know when Truly is gonna come by. I don't really get a warning and I don't know what it's gonna be. So I kind of just take the hit. It's usually just a bite of something, so the chances of it throwing me somehow completely off of where I need to be are so non-existent that I don't really worry about it. Hopefully that answers that question, but the answer is it did affect, and it still affects and changes lots of parts of my life, and I think that's difficult when you make a big change, like deciding to work out or deciding to lose weight. Ultimately, you have to make sacrifices, and sometimes those come at work, sometimes those come with friends. You know, you have to make certain sacrifices in order to get what you want, and you know, so I did. And then the other question that I really liked is from my friend Julie. So do note that I know Julie really well. I went to her wedding. I go visit her all the time. She's amazing, but she asked me a really good question and I want to answer it. So she said, "Hey Mike, do you feel more connected to your body with all this exercising, or is the weight loss so sudden that you don't quite feel like yourself?" And I think the answer is yes to both of those questions. I mean, I think there's two things there, right? So do I feel more connected to my body? Yes. I feel like I not only do I understand parts of my body better and I understand how my body works better, I do feel like I feel it more, which is a really weird thing to say. But before I started working out, I didn't really think about myself. I didn't really think about myself or my body in any significant way. I just kind of existed within it, like I was riding a ship. It's weird to think about, but ever since I started doing this and I kind of committed to this lifestyle, I feel parts of my body and I think about it. And I when I'm in bed, when I'm moving, when I'm going upstairs or doing really anything, like I think about it or I feel it and I recognize it. And it's not like it's taking up all this time in my brain, but it's just kind of being more conscious of it and what hurts and what doesn't and why, and is it good and is it bad and what should I be doing, and are my abs pulled in, you know, am I working my core, and like is my back straight, do I have good posture, a lot of little things. Am I pointing my feet right, things that I'm working on, things that I want to work on. I feel like I'm just a lot more like I used to be a passenger in this ship and now I'm the pilot, I think is kind of the best metaphor for how I feel now compared to how I felt before. And I never felt anything before. I think that now I recognize that that was what it was like. But back then, you know, a couple months ago, it was just kind of like, I'm here, you know, and that was kind of it. So I hope that answers that. And in terms of, was the weight loss so sudden that I kind of feel disconnected because it also kind of doesn't feel like me? Yes and no, a little bit. You know, I've been this weight before. We'll see what the end of these next 10 weeks or the next couple months will bring me to, but this is When I started working at Tasted and Cinefix, this is probably more or less where I was. I mean, this shirt, I bought this shirt when I started working at Tasted. And so it's a little bit bigger on me right now than it was then, but I was around this weight. And so I've been this weight before, and I recognize it, and I recognize myself in it. I actually recognize myself better like this than I ever did when I was 330 pounds. That person I didn't recognize. And when I realized that that's what I was, and that's where I was, and that's what I looked like, because I would look in the mirror and still see, like, back then I would look in the mirror and still see me the way I see myself right now. I didn't see myself at 330 pounds. Once I realized that that's where I was, I felt really disconnected from myself. Then I felt like I was a different person then, and I needed to get back to who I was. So then now I kind of feel more normal, but pushing forward, I feel like a different person. And I feel like a different person in the sense that I've never been this conscious about my decisions on what to eat and what I'm doing and how I'm spending my time. I've never been this conscious about myself. I feel like I've always been this kind of level I've been this kind of level of meticulous and thoughtful about my work and about the videos that we make and about the things that I write and about my relationships to some people, but I've never been this meticulous or thoughtful about myself. And sometimes it feels really selfish, and I know that's really weird, because it shouldn't feel really selfish to take care of yourself, because you have to survive. You have to live long and be healthy and do good by you in order to do good by other people, in order to make better videos and to write better stories and to have great relationships with other people. I need to take care of myself, but it still feels like disgustingly selfish to pick me, like going to the gym or not going to an event or not eating something because that someone gave me. It feels really selfish to do that, and I don't like that feeling. And at first that was the strongest feeling, but recently I haven't felt that way. It's a weird sort of big bag of mixed emotions, and I don't always know how to deal with them, but I'm trying, I really hope this stuff is helpful to somebody, because I'm just talking to myself, and yeah, I really hope this is helpful to someone. Anyway, that's my spiel for today. I hope that's helpful. Please leave me more questions. Thank you for subscribing. Like this video because you are one of the 20 people that watched it, and that's awesome. And come back every day, because if I have more questions, you have more answers. And I'm gonna go work out now. Yeah, workout time. Okay, bye.